All right, excellent. Well, I am sitting here with you, Kim, and I'm really excited because we're going to start teaching the professional certificate in cultural competence
Mhm.
class in January. And it just really got me thinking, like, why was this the course for you? What like caught your eye about this course and really said, not only do I want to learn it, but I want to teach it?
Well, I developed this course with my mentor, Dr. Jerry Glover, and he was my professor, we'll just say many years ago, at Hawaii Pacific University.
Okay.
And he was just, I was in his class, and I don't know, it was like, oh, like, I mean, everything he taught was, it just really resonated with me. And he just really, and a lot of his teaching is based on Franz Trampenaar's work. And,
Mhm.
Franz Trampenaars is one of the, top management thinkers in our world today and things like that. And I am actually certified through the Trampenaars Hampton Turner organization. But the thing is, it's how can you operationalize culture, right? I mean, culture is such a big word, and it's such a kind of nebulous thing, right? Who's the guy that says culture eats strategy for breakfast?
I don't
Um,
know, but we will look that up and definitely
yes,
post
yes,
that in this
I know
video.
his. No, it starts with a D. Drucker.
Drucker.
So
Oh, Peter
anyway,
Drucker. Okay.
yes. So anyway, it's all about recognizing when there are issues in culture, showing respect, which is just is just such a key component of any dealing, right? I mean, if somebody knows you respect them, you have a lot of leeway, right? A lot of trust. Reconciling cultural differences. How do you make situations a win-win situation? And then realizing the fruits of that effort. And it's all about new box thinking. So Dr. Glover used to say, don't think outside the box, blow up the dang box, right? I mean,
Mm.
really get creative and figure out a way to make culture work for everyone. And so it's all about inclusivity. It's about it's using diversity to your advantage and creating a sense of belonging. And I think a lot of people talk about diversity and the benefits of diversity today, but not many people really know how to use it to their advantage, right?
Some of
And
the I
yeah,
was
so
just gonna say
it
some of
gets
the
me so
things.
excited.
I know, I can tell, and I love that. I'm assuming now you're going to bring that energy to every class that we teach.
Yes,
And these
yes.
are 8 collaborative classes. So the key is we want as many differing opinions, right? We want to be able to teach the lesson, inspire a conversation, really get people thinking about what works, what doesn't work. How
Yes.
can they create that out of box thinking, if you will, outside the box thinking?
And
Um,
that is so true. We have a workbook that we work through because we believe people learn. I mean,
mm,
we have some teachings in the beginning, and we have a model that we go through and things like that. But we have 12 different cases. Actually, there are 10 cases and 2 simulations in our
mm,
workbook. And because we feel that people learn by doing. And so we work on reconciling the differences in these cases. And
mm.
then we have the students create their own reconciliations
And I
of,
think that that's so critical, right?
yeah,
Because it's not just sitting, I love courses that teach a lot, and there are
mhm,
some great video courses out there where you watch and then you take a quiz and you move on.
yeah,
But what I found to be really instrumental in this one is we are talking about culture, which includes communication and dialogue. And if we're not putting that into the conversation that students are having about what they're learning, then they're not able to apply it to themselves and to their own jobs.
yes. And I'm a
Now,
very visual learner, and
mm,
I learn by doing, right? So that's why to me it was very important to make that an instrumental part of this class.
now, Kim, what do you say to somebody who says, listen, our culture is fine. everything is fine. We don't have cultural issues. We create a great culture. Is
Well,
this even
I
going to
want
be a benefit to them?
to I want to say first of all, good for you because I think you're a rare diamond in the rough. And
Okay.
then secondly, I want to say there's always room for improvement, right? So even if
Mm,
you say I'm not having any big cultural issues right now, um, I'm a firm believer that you address the issue, or sometimes I call it the elephant in the room when it's smaller rather than
mm.
when it's bigger, right? So by getting behind any potential issues and learning how to address them, I think is really a key to positive business and leadership. And that's what we try to help you with doing.
And I mean, I also want to just call, the audience's attention to a lot of our posts that the Institute for Culture Change and Leadership has been doing lately, where we are really diving into how does this relate back to improving the bottom line, right? So we've
Yes.
talked about
Yeah.
losses due to bad communication, losses due to cultural dilemmas, losses due to a lack of diversity. These are all things that impact your bottom line. And so for me, I don't know about you, Kim, but if we can help people grow in the way that they're addressing culture, that they are creating the culture that they want at their job, but also improving the bottom line, we've just made it a cost worth having in their
Absolutely.
2024 um development plan. So
Yeah, and
now,
I promise you that this you will have so many returns on your investment, right? Because of the tools that we teach you. And I think that, this is a very, very simplistic form. But when we talk about dilemma reconciliation, I had a colleague several years ago, and she had two daughters that were home on break, right? They're college daughters. And they came running and in the kitchen, and she had one orange in the orange bowl. Now, why she didn't plan when she knew her daughters were coming home better, I don't know. But anyway, two daughters came running in. They both
right,
put their hands on the orange, right?
right.
And instead of saying, "Oh, we're going to compromise and cut the orange in half," right? She took
Mhm,
a minute and she asked questions, right? What
mhm,
is your interest? What are your goals with this
mhm,
orange? And by just taking, I mean, literally 30 seconds of her time, she
uh-huh,
found out that one daughter had just worked out and she was hungry and she wanted to eat the orange. And the other one was making a recipe for dinner that night. So she was able to give both of them what they wanted based
right.
on the one orange. And that's really, I mean, in its most simplistic form, that's what it's all about. How do you ask questions? We have a model and a format for reconciling these dilemmas. And what you can do is you can list all of your outstanding issues and or soon to be issues, and you can figure out a way. It's not about compromise. It's about reconciliation and creating as much of a win-win as possible. And a lot of times we say compromise is a good thing, and it is. It can be a good thing, but what if you can give as many parties as
What they're
want?
looking for. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And I think, having that conversation and that dialogue, right? It is about asking the right questions. It's also about listening. It's also about having a model that is working not just to address business and culture, but that is also addressing cultural um, dilemmas when it comes to overall systematic racism and other areas that
Absolutely.
we really are going to have to tackle over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years and more to
Yeah,
come. So,
yeah.
Kim, I want to thank you for taking time out. I mean, you've got your new book that has launched. Remind us the title. Give it to us real
You
quick.
you can create positive change at work,
Are you
and it's
sure?
on it's on Amazon
Come
now.
on. I really can.
And yes, you can. And
I know I
um
can. And I
and
love
we
that book.
we
Great book.
briefly
You and Mary
touch
did great on it. Go ahead.
we
I'm sorry.
briefly touch on dilemma reconciliation in that book. We do a much deeper dive in the class.
Fantastic. And we're going to make sure, look for things from Institute Culture, Change, and Leadership, which is going to keep engaging you in this conversation. Probably between now and the end of the year, I'm going to do a quick review of what we've heard from some of the other previous attendees that have made this work. Listen,
Mhm.
Kim and I are both available. LinkedIn message us. There
Okay.
is my phone number all over posts that are coming out this week for this particular course. Join and get your expertise, get your skills built. Thank you, Kim, for stopping by. Kim is joining us today from Hawaii, and so we're excited to get you back. Aloha, Kim, and thanks for dropping in.
Mahalo.